Hey everybody, we're back surf fishing at New Smyrna Beach. It's about an hour after low tide. We've been here about 45 minutes and all she's been doing is just sitting in the chair because there's no action. In the background back there, there's probably 3 groups of people with 10 to 12 rods and they're all standing around doing nothing. So that's not a good sign. But we still got a long way to go. And around high tide is when we're going to be looking for one of our sharks. Okay, it's about an hour and a half after low tide. These are some of the best conditions we've seen for the middle of December in probably 10 years. I'm going to go ahead and throw the frozen whiting head, but it's going to end up sitting on the sandbar in probably less than 3 feet of water. But I'm just going to have to rely on her catching something later. Okay, here's the whiting head. That's actually kind of a big whiting head, and I cut it all the way back, cut all the fins off right behind the gills. We still got a long way to go. All I need is 1 or 2 whiting, and I think we can get a shark. She's got one. She might have saved the whole trip. I don't care how big it is. Wow. She might have saved the whole trip. We've been here 2 hours. Wow, that's a good whiting. He's probably 12 inches. Good job. Here, I'll take it off and throw it up there. Hold on. Here's what I do with the whiting I'm going to use for bait. I dig a little hole in the sand and put them in there and bury them back up. And in the wintertime, they'll last all day without getting mushy and stuff. In the summer times, they might last a couple hours. All right, I took the frozen whiting head off and put a smaller section of the whiting she just caught using part of the tail. A bait like that is better for the small stingrays, and if the bluefish are out there, you'll know because they'll bite at that more than they do the whiting heads. So I still got 3 more shark baits left on that whiting, 2 chunks and then the head. And right now, it's about 2 hours after low tide, so it's still pretty shallow out there. All right, it's 3 hours after low tide. So we've been here almost 4 hours. So here's the setups. She's on the left with the bait rod, so I can film her with the sun at my back instead of in my face. And we got the 1 shark rod on the right. We never do that. We always have the shark rod on the left. But I think, you know, we need to start focusing on filming better and do the best we can catching the fish. She's only got that 1 whiting, and she's only got a couple of little tiny bites. And all those guys down there with the 10, 12 rods, we've seen them run to the rods maybe 2 or 3 times, and that's it. So if the fish aren't out there, there's nothing you can do. Well, it's a little less than 2 hours before high tide. That surf looks really good. It's kind of a little choppy, but for middle of December, man, that's really good. The only problem is there's nothing out there. Here is the piece of cut fish that I had on. Not even the crabs touched it. No bluefish biting at it, nothing. All right, we're running out of time. Here's the head of that whiting she caught a few hours ago. That thing was probably 12 or 13 inches. That's a good sized whiting head. I left the fins on him, and I got 1 more chunk to throw. But now this is probably going to be it for the rest of the day, unless something rips it off. That's a little big for a stingray. It'd have to be a decent sized one to get it in its mouth. But we're after the black tips. It's like she's got the 2nd fish in about 6.5 hours. Okay, hold it up without getting the hook in your hand. It's a little mini-me pompano. So only that and the whiting. Well, we still got a little over an hour. Maybe you can get a couple more. They're actually starting to bite. Whiting?
Yeah.
Hold him up. Okay, he's a decent size. Little small. We're letting him go though, for sure. Wow, so that's a little pompano and a little whiting in less than 10 minutes. So, wow, they're gonna start biting. Let's see, as it gets close to high tide and they're biting, she could still catch quite a few fish. Oh, it's high tide right now. We've been here about 7 hours, a little bit more. So I'm putting the shark rod up first. She caught those two, that little whiting and the little pompano. So she was still getting bites, so I'll leave the bait rod for last and put the shark rod up first. Okay, that's why I put the shark rod up first. It's another small whiting, but after the day we've had, we'll take anything we can get. All right, you can still fish. I'm still packing up. All right, we're wrapping it up. We got to get out of here. It's going to be dark when we get home. She only caught 4 fish, the big whiting early in the day, and then the 3 small fish, 2 whiting and a little pompano toward the end, and the shark rod didn't do a single thing. Once again, it is what it is.